What's up, guys? Stas here. So we're going to break down Palantir stock yet again today. We're going to go over the charts, how the stock did today, the price action, all that good stuff. And maybe later in the video, we'll break down the indexes, other stocks I'm looking at. So if you all find value, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. And guys, feel free to follow me on Twitter if you want, at StasSurFest, or I think it's actually at Stas Talk Stocks now. Either way, link down below. Check it out. And don't forget to get up to 16 stocks for Moomoo, each up to $2,000. Use that link down below, or simply go to StasSurFest.com/Moomoo. Check it out, guys. We'll talk more about the details later on. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So check it out. We had Palantir stock go up a whopping 3 cents on the day, up 0.2%. So really, guys, nothing much. It pretty much broke even, but we actually uptrended all day. I'm not sure if you guys caught it, but we can see Palantir in the pre-market was actually under 15 bucks per share. You guys can see it was at what, 14.85. Then we started creeping up towards 15 bucks right at open, and then once the markets actually opened, Palantir went up to about 15.20. Then we saw a pullback. Then we ended up taking out the highs as we ran to about 15.30. And you guys can see we made higher highs, higher lows for the rest of the day. And the high of the day was at $15.42. You guys can see that here on the intraday and on the 5-day that we hit that point, which actually took out the highs from Friday ever so slightly, barely, to be honest. But we did. Friday we peaked at about 15.38, and today we hit, what was it again, 42? Yeah, 15.42. So that's a good sign for the bulls. You know, again, we didn't have a crazy green day, but the fact that we took out the highs from Friday, that's good. And look, we ended up closing on a little bit of a downswing, which isn't that great of a sign. I guess we fell, what, 25 cents roughly from 15.42 to 15.19. That was about a 1.5% pullback. But still, guys, we're still maintaining the uptrend, right? If I get the channel tool out, boom, you guys can see this. Let me show you guys. There we go. You guys see we're still pretty much holding this channel on the 1-day chart here, and on the 5-day, let me show you this. We can see now we're back under the high from Friday, being about 15.40. So in the very short term here, meaning the next couple of days, right, we have to see if Palantir stock takes out 15.45, 15.50. Let me actually show you this right here. We arguably have an ascending triangle forming on Palantir, do we not? We have higher lows being made, one right here, another one right here, at the same time as we have resistance at about 15.40 to about 15.50, right? So I'm looking at this and I'm like, all right, if Palantir breaks above 15.45, 15.50, which let me just set my alert at 15.50 right now, why not? If we break that point, we could then, in my opinion, of course, nothing's guaranteed, please do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor, but I feel like we could fill the gap to about 15.90 initially, which I believe I touched upon this in my video yesterday where we talked about the Bank of America analyst that is very bullish on Palantir. Make sure you guys go check out that video from yesterday if you have not done so already. But again, guys, the first target that I'm looking at, it's at around, what, $15.90, $16. That was the high from the pre-market on the 31st of August, or from the 31st of August. That's where it could go initially. Then if that were to break, maybe we then fill the gap to 16.40, 16.50, which was the high from the aftermarket on, let me show you guys this. What day was that? The 30th, which I forget exactly what day that was, but it honestly doesn't even matter, right? All you have to realize is Palantir, if we do take out that 15.50, $16, $15.90 initially, that could be a nice, couple percentage point move there, 3%, 2.5%, 3%. Then if that were to break towards 16.50 is where we could be going, right? Which could be another, 3-4%. So that could be total, in total, a 6% move that could be made on Palantir. Keyword is could. Nothing's guaranteed. And of course, we don't know the future, but that's a quick breakdown on that. And another thing worth mentioning, which you guys probably know if you've been watching my channel the past couple of weeks, or at least the past couple of days, we have this overarching, head and shoulders on Palantir stock, right? We have the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder's right here right now, as we are failing to break that $16.50, $17 mark. So that needs to break. It needs to break. The bulls need to get above 17 bucks, and if they do that, the head and shoulder would be out the window pretty much, right? The neckline would be broken at that point, and we could start taking off From there, maybe 20, even higher than that. We'll see. The Bank of America analyst from yesterday thinks that we're going to be going back to 18, I think 19 bucks, whatever it is. And of course, just because an analyst says that doesn't mean it's going to happen. Obviously, guys, you have to realize that. But it's interesting keeping that in mind. So Palantir, my alerts are set at $15.50, $16.50, and $17. We'll see if we start taking those points out here in the short term. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, guys. And don't forget to get up to 16 stocks for Moomoo, each up to $2,000. Just use that link down below. Once you open up your account and fund it with at least $100, you get 5 stocks right off the bat, and each of those could be valued up to $2,000. And I believe if you fund it with at least $1,000, you get 10 more stocks. And if you fund it with at least $5,000, you get a free share of Tesla stock or Google stock guaranteed on top of all those other stocks. So yeah, check it out if you guys want. Link down below. And now let's break down what the markets did, the indexes here, and some other stocks that I'm looking at very, very quickly. So we can see, looks like the Dow ended up going down the most. Funny enough, that's usually not the case, but today it went down, what, 3 or 0.3, or no, actually, no, almost 0.6. I read that wrong, guys. Not 0.3, 0.6 almost, 0.56 to be exact percent in the red on the day, down 200 points on the Dow. Now it's looking like it's trading more towards the bottom of this channel, and we are now slightly under the 50 SMA on this 4-hour chart, which is not the end of the world. But it looks like the Dow has been taking a little bit of a beating ever since it peaked at about 35.7, which was a couple of weeks ago, actually about a month ago, a little over a month ago at this point in time. So the Dow is right at a big spot. I'd say 34.5, 34.6 is a big level of support. If that breaks, boom, we could end up dumping down, totally possible, which obviously would not be great for the bulls in the short term. Long term, that's great. It opens up opportunity, but short term, it could be a bloodbath at that point. And we had SPY. It looks like we are seeing a bit of resistance at around this point, 453, 450. SPY went down 0.4% on the day, and it's right above, just slightly, the 180 and the 50 moving averages on this 4-hour time frame. So we'll see if we do hold that level. Let me actually set my alert. Mark is at or below 445. There we go. Mark is at or below. So we see if we do end up dumping down, which again would suck for the short-term traders out there. But that'd be awesome for a long-term investor that wants to add more and dollar cost average at lower prices, which, if you ask me, guys, I like doing both, right? You all know I'm a trader, but at the same time, I invest for the long term. So I'm looking at it like, all right, if we do see a sell-off, we can make money on the downside trading, different ways you can do that. Maybe I'll make a video showing you guys how to do that. And then you could also buy stocks as they get cheaper, right? Index funds as they get cheaper, which my favorite one all time, hands down, no doubt about it, we could end off the video right here, is VTI. Let me show you this, guys. VTI is the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF, which, well, you read it, right? It's the Total Stock Market ETF in the United States, not in the world. VT is the one for the entire world, which if I pull this up and show you, we can see that's the total world ETF from Vanguard. But I like VTI, which is every stock pretty much in the United States, right? It has small caps, large cap stocks, mid cap, everything is in VTI that's in the United States. And I also own VXUS, which is an international ETF that excludes the United States. So I like actually having more control than VT, which has VTI essentially and VXUS in one. I like having a little bit more control in terms of what percentages are in what. I don't like having, I think VT has international at 40%. I think that's way too much personally for me. I like having US at around 90%, maybe international like 10%. Maybe I'm crazy, I don't know. But that's the weighting that I like. So let's say in my retirement account, I like having VTI at 90%, which this is what it is, right? And having VXUS at about 10%, of course, and maybe not completely because there's individual stocks in those retirement accounts as well. And overall in retirement accounts, guys, I'm going mostly index funds with very little individual stocks. That's at least how I do it, because I don't want to spend too much time with the retirement accounts. I just like the set it and forget it type of investment, right? So yeah, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments on Palantir, VT, VTI, all these ETFs, and what we talked about. Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Stocks Talk Stocks. And don't forget to get up to 16 stocks for Moo, which is free money, guys. Link down below. Don't forget to do that. All the details are down below, or just go to stocksurfest.com/Moo. And with that being said, folks, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next video.